Okay, back with another vape recycling blog. We're going to be picking up where we left off. I've got the cathode material that we basically extracted from the vape batteries in the previous video. And what I'm going to do today is take about 10 grams of that material, so nice small lab scale amount, dissolve it up in a very strong base. And what that's going to do is it's going to eat away the aluminium foil, which is sort of the backing for the cathode material. And when we're done, we should have aluminium in a liquid form, aluminium sort of solution, and just the valuables. So this black stuff, this black mass, that's lithium, cobalt, nickel, and manganese. And what I'm going to do today is basically eat away the aluminium and just leave me with the lithium, cobalt, nickel, and manganese. And then from there, I can start actually purifying them and extracting those individual metals out. But the first step in doing that is getting rid of the aluminium foil on the back. And that's what this very strong base is for, is really just take about 10 grams. Again, not going to do a massive amount, just a small amount to sort of do it on a lab level. 10 grams, weigh that out, pop it into the beaker, put a very strong base in there, heat it and stir it for maybe half an hour to an hour. That'll eat away the aluminium foil. And when I filter it, I'll just be left with the valuable black mass and no more sort of aluminium pollution, which is really what I need to move on to the next steps. So what I'm going to do is weigh out about 10 grams, pop it in the beaker, mix in the chemicals, and then let it sit for a bit, let those chemicals do their job, eat away the aluminium, and then filter it all out and be left with just not purified, but usable black mass for the next steps in the process. Okay, with that done, I've got 10 grams of electrode material in this big beaker. I've got about 150 ml of a very, very strong base in this beaker. And what I'm going to do is essentially pour the base into here, pop it on the hot plate with the stir bar and heat it to about 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. Let it stir for about half an hour. And at that point, we should have all of the aluminium dissolved into solution, leaving behind only the valuable black mass material as a solid. So let's start off by very carefully and slowly pouring this in so I can get a good angle. Now off the bat, it won't do anything, but give it 30 seconds to a minute and you'll start to see the reaction as it eats that aluminium, especially when I give it a little shake. So what I'll do is I'll drop the stir bar in, pop it onto the hot plate. Now it's going to have a bit of trouble stirring it, just because there's all that material in the way. But as you can see, it is starting to react. And when I turn the heating on, that'll do even better. What I will do is I'll move that out the way. Okay, look, it's been about 2 minutes, and as you can see, the aluminium is now being eaten. It takes a minute or so for the reaction to actually kick off, but when it does kick off, it definitely kicks off with a bit of aggression. Okay, with all of that done, I do apologize about the noise. I've got the vacuum pump going for the little vacuum filter, but the entire reaction is complete. As you can see, we've got the black mass at the bottom and all of the aluminium will be in this sort of solution here. The next step is going to be to filter it through here, and I should have black mass on the top and sort of aluminium chemical solution on the bottom. When everything's done, I can dump the black mass out of here, store the aluminium solution for a later use, and I can move on with the next steps. So let's slowly start pouring this here into the top of the vacuum filter. Just let it focus in. There we go. I'm going to be fairly slow with this, and you can probably hear the pump start to do its job. And you can see the sort of black mass in there a little bit more clearly, and you can see the pump here going fairly quickly. So I'm going to filter out the rest of the solution because I really do need 2 hands for this, and check back when everything is done. Okay, that is everything done. We've got the black mass here. It's got a little bit of distilled water in there. I just have to wash off the filter paper, but that won't cause any problems further on when I keep purifying this. And we've got the illuminate solution in here, which I don't really have a use for at the moment. I'll probably just store that, same with the copper electrode. But the really useful stuff is here. Now, at this point, all the aluminium should be over here, and we should just be left with cobalt, nickel, lithium, and manganese in this black mass, which lets me do more chemistry further down the line and actually extract each of those materials as pure, reusable material. Well, at least that's the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. But that's probably going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you maybe learned something new. And yeah, tune in for the next one. I'll either be doing more of this or doing something else.